Let me ask you something. When was the last time you clicked accept on an app without even reading anything? Yeah, exactly. We all do that. You download an app, it asks for permissions, and all you do is just tap allow, accept, and move on. Simple, right? Well, but what if I told you that in that moment you might have just contributed to training an artificial intelligence system somewhere in the world? And you don't even know it. Well, here's the thing. AI doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It needs data. And I mean a lot of it. What people type, what people search, how people behave, and what people actually speak. Interestingly, this data comes from us every day. Just think about it this way. Every time you send a message, use mobile money, scroll through your TikTok, search for something online, you're generating data. Now, here is the part most of us don't even think about. That data doesn't actually stay on your phone. It's collected, stored, analyzed, and in many cases used to train AI systems that are often built out of Africa using our data. Now, globally, there is a growing conversation about who owns the data, who benefits from it, and who is actually just giving it away. In countries like Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa, people are starting to ask, are we building AI or are we just feeding it? Because right now, most of the big AI systems, the ones that are actually making the headlines, are built by large global companies. And those systems need global data, including African data. So let's just bring it a little closer to Uganda back home, because it is not abstract. This is happening here every single day. Just picture this. A university student downloads a mobile money lending app, maybe to get a few shillings here and there for rent, food, or tuition. Yeah, the app is fast, no paperwork, no long processes. Just install, register, apply, and boom. Yeah, but behind the scenes, that app might be analyzing how often they use their phone, their mobile money transactions, their contact list, and even their SMS patterns. Not to decide whether to give them a loan, but to build a profile, a digital version of them to say, and that profile has value. Now, multiply that by thousands, even millions of users. That is a massive data set there. But here is the question. Who owns the data? The user, the company, or the AI system being trained? Yeah? So now here is where it gets very uncomfortable. Uganda could become a country that exports raw data and imports finished intelligence. Think about it like this. Yeah, Uganda grows coffee, exports it, then imports expensive processed coffee products. Now replace coffee with data. We generate the raw material, it lives, it gets processed into AI systems, then we use those systems, sometimes even paying for them. Same pattern, different industry. And this is not just about lending apps. Let's look at everyday life. Social media platforms like TikTok or WhatsApp, they learn what we want, what we watch, what we listen to, how we like it, and even those that we ignore. And that's why you sometimes feels like your feed actually knows you that much. Yeah? Now, mobile money. In Uganda, mobile money is everywhere. It tracks your spending habits, your income patterns, and your financial behavior. That's powerful data. Yeah? Even simple things like searching for products, clicking ads, browsing through websites, you are actually building a digital profile. Yeah? And most people have no idea as to how valuable that profile is. They don't understand the weight of the amount of data that they're giving to these systems on a daily basis. And if they got to know, I'm pretty sure they would be very surprised. Yeah. So what do we do about this? Because ignoring it is not an option. So what about we treat data like a resource? Data is not just information. It is value. It's economic power. Uganda already protects personal data through the Data Protection and Privacy Act. But let's be very honest with each other. How many times do people actually know about it? How many companies actually strictly follow it? What about we increase awareness? People need to understand what they're giving away and its worth. Because right now, most people are trading their data for convenience. Now, What about we also demand for value, for fair value? If companies are making money from Ugandan data, Uganda should benefit too. That could mean local partnerships, data infrastructure, policies that data stays in the country. And then we now could think about building our local AI. This is a long-term play, I must say, but Uganda shouldn't just supply data. It should use that data to build its own systems. Imagine AI tools that understand local languages, look for artists or local markets or local challenges. That's where the real power is. Because if we do not build with our own data, we'll be governed by somebody else's systems that do not even relate to us. Because anyway, it's AI is built on data. Yeah, data in, data out. Trash in, what you get, you most definitely get trash out. So if we fed these systems with our own data, yeah, we'll be governed by our own personal systems. The future of AI isn't just about intelligence. It's about ownership. Who owns the data, who builds the system, and who benefits in the end. Because right now, every time you tap accept, you might be giving away more than you think. The question is, are we just users of AI or are we participants in its value?